You're watching Sunday Morning Matters on KC24, your local election headquarters.
A joint workshop between the county and city expected to take place on Tuesday morning. The workshop will provide a review of the plans of how the county and city will distribute the CARES Act funds provided by the government in support of the pandemic response. The public is invited to come, but you must wear a mask. It will be held at the Fresno County Plaza Building Ballroom, again Tuesday, 9 a.m. Well, lots to chat about with our panel this week. Let's take roll call. Fresno Unified School Board President Keisha Thomas is here, and Fresno City Council Member Gary Bredefeld. Thank you both for being on Sunday Morning Matters. How are you guys?
We're doing great.
Well, I want to start with this because we talked about that emergency meeting that will be coming up between the county and the city on Tuesday. I'm wondering, why hasn't this happened already? And is Arambula right when he says the CBOs in smaller cities in Fresno County are being left in the dark when it comes to getting COVID relief money? He wants to do some kind of audit against the county. Keisha, I'll start with you. What's your response?
You know, I'm school board president, so I'm going to take an easy out, and I'm going to say, if in fact they are not allocating them appropriately, there should be an audit. I know that a lot of the African-American businesses have not been receiving money on large scales. So, you know, just to say the least, you know.
Well, no easy outs for you then, Gary Bredefeld. You're an elected official, says Keisha.
Listen, I'm sure the county's doing what they need to do, just as the city is doing with its CARES money. If Assemblyman Arambula wants an audit, we can start with high-speed rail and SB1 gas tax money that's been raided. This man has no means to come and lecture local officials. What I would like the Assemblyman to do is fix our highways, get the homeless off there, stop releasing 10,000 criminals, stop getting state funding for drug addicts to get free needles outside Roding Park. When he fixes those problems and he makes our city safe by doing that, come lecture local officials.
Well, then, with that being said, Gary, I'll stick with you here. Arambula also said our lives are in the hands of county supervisors. Is he right or wrong?
No, he's wrong. Our lives are in the hands of officials in Sacramento that shut down businesses, destroy lives and livelihoods, won't allow schools to be open. Child abuse is going unreported. Domestic violence is increasing. Suicide is increasing. Crime is going up with all the criminals they're releasing. A no bail policy. They're risking our lives with that kind of stuff. COVID is an issue that's serious. Elected officials locally in the city and the county are dealing it. We're spending the money appropriately. And I'd like to see the Assemblyman start doing his job up in Sacramento to help the city make our constituents safe.
Keisha, I'll let you respond to that too. Is our lives in the hands of the county supervisors or a much higher level at the state with the governor?
No, it's definitely at a much higher level. And Gary, I have to disagree with you just a little bit here, because I am in agreement with, you know, our city is definitely in disarray. So I absolutely agree with that. However, I do not believe in putting people's lives at risk, not to mention our children. They've just started testing them. They're finding out that out of 6,000 kids, you know, there was 10% of the kids who had it. That's only 6,000 kids. We have 74,000 kids right here in Fresno Unified that haven't even been tested because doctors weren't testing them on record rates like they should have been. So, you know, with that being said, I'm going to say I want my babies to be safe. And this was one of the most difficult decisions I've ever had to make in my entire life, just as you had to make a hard decision to shut down the city. So, you know, yes, the economy is in trouble. However, our lives are more important than any dollar amount.
So with that said, I just want to be clear, Keisha. It's Arambula saying our lives are in the hands of the supervisors, but you're saying it's at the state level.
It's bigger than him.
Okay. Yeah. Let me say this, because the county not being transparent, I know I'm not saying that. Arambula is saying that. He's also saying they're not showing enough urgency. Arambula, is he politicizing this, though? Because that's what supervisors are saying. You're politicizing this whole nature of where the COVID money goes. And, Gary, I'll start with you. It is an election year for the Assemblyman.
You show up at the Board of Supervisors with somebody who's videotaping, and you ambush supervisors walking from one meeting to another. Now, what does that smell like? That's a politician who's desperate for attention. He needs to be in Sacramento legislating rather than just allowing Governor Newsom to mandate and put down edicts like a king that have adverse effects on all of us in the city of Fresno. That's the job I want the assemblyman to do. Pointing his finger at the county board of supervisors may be politically wise for him. I guess he feels that, but it does nothing for our constituents, which are unsafe because of policies he endorses that I outlined before, like releasing criminals and mandating that churches can't be open and we can't sing and businesses are closed and destroying lives and livelihoods. That's a problem that's occurring in Sacramento. That's what he ought to be fixing.
Keisha, you get last word, 30 seconds.
Okay, so I would say that should have been handled much differently. I don't believe in bombarding my people. If I have a problem with Gary, I'm going to go to Gary and tell Gary that we have an issue behind closed doors, and then we figure out how to iron that out. We can agree to disagree and be okay after we're done, but I think it should have been handled a little differently.
All right, we're going to cut it there. Coming up, Keisha, I know you have a lot to say about not reopening schools, a federal lawsuit that says they should be opened. A lot to talk about when we see you in just a little bit. Guys, we'll be back in just a little bit to tackle that issue. So coming up next, the governor is closing down schools for good right now in the Central Valley, but there is a group of parents who want to take the state to court over it. Their lawyer, Harmeet Dillon, joins me next.